There's no vindication for me because for 4 years I've been screaming not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim making machine kept going on.
I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible?
It's the headline shaking the entertainment world. Seen Diddy Combs, once a music and business titan, now sits in a Brooklyn detention center, refusing to eat. Why? Reports claim he's terrified of being poisoned. The same Diddy, known for his confidence and swagger, is allegedly consumed by fear, believing the system surrounding him, guards, inmates, and beyond, could be used to end his life. Adding to the intrigue are whispers of betrayal. Speculation suggests his former close ally, Sean Jay-Z Carter, might be connected, directly or indirectly, to the turmoil. Could it be true that one of hip-hop's most iconic friendships has turned into a silent war? As rumors swirl, the situation grows more tangled. The man who once ruled with unshakable charisma now faces a shadowy storm threatening to unravel his legacy. Let's dive into the chaos surrounding this shocking turn of events.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee. He has a civil...
Diddy's current predicament paints a grim picture. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is notorious for its harsh conditions, violent altercations, and questionable safety measures, a far cry from the world of private jets and sprawling mansions he's accustomed to. For someone who once thrived in luxury, the adjustment has been life-altering. Reports suggest Diddy has been skipping the facility's meals, instead relying on commissary snacks like chips and honey buns. The reason? Allegedly, he's convinced that eating the provided food could result in something far worse than hunger, a slow, calculated demise. The environment, known for breaking even the toughest personalities, has left one of the most confident figures in music and business living in fear, highlighting a drastic turn in his once untouchable life.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
According to Larry Levine, a former inmate turned prison consultant, Diddy's fears may not be entirely unfounded. Speaking on a podcast dedicated to Diddy's trial, Levin outlined the risks high-profile inmates face in a place like the Metropolitan Detention Center. People want to get to him, Levin explained. When you're high-profile, you make enemies both inside and outside. All it takes is someone with the right connections to bribe a guard and suddenly your food isn't safe. It doesn't happen overnight, but over time, it could be fatal. The scenario is chilling. For a man like Diddy, facing serious accusations and a lifetime of powerful alliances and rivalries, the danger isn't just plausible, it's a stark reality.
Obviously this civil suit was coming for a while, and there was some talk between Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers. I think both Busby and Jay-Z's lawyers are really alphas, so...
Observers have noticed a stark change in Diddy's physical appearance during recent court appearances. Once a symbol of vitality and unshakable confidence, he now appears thinner, grayer, and visibly worn. The stress of incarceration, coupled with his alleged refusal to eat properly, has clearly taken its toll. However, sources close to the music mogul insist he remains mentally sharp, focused, and determined to fight the allegations against him. They describe a man who, while visibly affected by his circumstances, is still strategizing his defense and preparing for the battles ahead. But the story takes a darker turn. Diddy's fear of poisoning isn't just about random violence or jealous inmates. Speculation suggests his paranoia could stem from something more personal, a betrayal by someone he once trusted as a brother. The name circulating in whispers? Jay-Z to understand why this theory has gained traction, one must look at the broader context of their relationship and the swirling legal storm that now entangles them both. Could this be the ultimate betrayal?
If you say the wrong thing or you complain or you you know, I don't know. There's an element where you just, I guess, manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or you know, when they're constantly asking, would you like to do? And you're like, well, I don't do drugs. And they're like, well, why don't you do drugs?
Diddy and Jay-Z once symbolized hip-hop camaraderie, attending each other's events, collaborating on music, and praising each other's business acumen. Both men, who rose from humble beginnings to extraordinary success, appeared united by a shared understanding of survival and triumph in their world. However, in recent years, visible cracks in their bond have emerged. Now, with both embroiled in a web of allegations, lawsuits, and intense public scrutiny, it seems their once strong friendship has completely unraveled, leaving behind a fractured relationship overshadowed by tension and unanswered questions about their past unity.
I've gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent.
Insiders suggest that Diddy and Jay-Z's fallout may have been brewing long before their current legal troubles. For years, whispers of rivalry lingered, unspoken yet undeniable. Both are titans in their own right, but their paths to success couldn't be more different. Diddy embraced the spotlight, flaunting his wealth and larger-than-life persona, while Jay-Z played the long game, carefully curating an image of sophistication and strategy. Their contrasting styles reportedly fueled subtle jabs and behind-the-scenes maneuvering, with each vying to outdo the other in influence and dominance. Fast forward to today, and the stakes have never been higher. Diddy's legal woes are well documented, with accusations ranging from exploitation to organized misconduct. Jay-Z, too, has been named in lawsuits alleging shocking behavior. However, there's a stark difference in their responses. While Diddy remains locked up and vulnerable, Jay-Z is actively distancing himself from the chaos. Publicly, he has dismissed the allegations as absurd and baseless. Privately, though, sources suggest he's taking a far more aggressive approach, leveraging his resources to contain the fallout and protect his legacy amid the intensifying storm.
There is so many people involved in this situation that works the machine here, that, you know, Diddy's obviously the head of the whole situation, you know, the king of parties, but there is multiple other people involved that are helping along the situation, or you know, participating in some way.
Rumors suggest Jay-Z views Diddy as a liability, a ticking time bomb whose downfall could jeopardize him too. Speculation even hints that Jay-Z might take extreme measures to protect himself, including severing ties with Diddy entirely. But could he go further? Some theories suggest Jay-Z might be a factor in Diddy's feelings of unease in prison. While there's no concrete evidence to support such claims, in the murky world of high-profile scandals, where power and influence thrive in the shadows, almost anything seems possible, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama.
Sean has to take responsibility for what he did as an individual. Sean is the one who pulled that gun out. Sean is the one who shot. So he has to take responsibility for that.
Reports suggest Diddy might be considering deals to save himself. Deals that insiders allege could involve providing information implicating others, potentially even Jay-Z. If true, this could explain why Diddy feels like a target. Facing charges is one thing, but carrying the stigma of being labeled a snitch is another entirely. In the code of the streets and hip-hop royalty, betrayal is the ultimate sin. The tension between Diddy and Jay-Z has reached a boiling point, and the courtroom is just one of many battlefields. Public perception plays a massive role in these high-stakes dramas, and both men understand its power. Jay-Z, for his part, has been meticulous in controlling his narrative. His legal team's statements emphasize his innocence, framing the lawsuits against him as desperate attempts for attention and money. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp has remained relatively quiet, likely constrained by his current circumstances. Yet this silence only amplifies speculation, leaving the public to wonder if deeper truths lie beneath the surface of their unraveling relationship and escalating legal turmoil.
Jay-Z got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. He got it out. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
Where does this leave us? On one side is Diddy, once invincible, now facing the harsh realities of incarceration and fears that someone might want him gone permanently. On the other is Jay-Z, carefully maneuvering to distance himself from the chaos while reinforcing his innocence. Between them lies a tangled web of accusations, lawsuits, and decades of shared history now transformed into a ticking time bomb. As their once iconic partnership crumbles under the weight of scandal, the world watches, wondering how far each will go to protect their legacy.
You understand? I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public.
As the narrative unfolds, one thing is clear: this is no ordinary legal battle. It's a fight for survival, reputation, and legacy. With so many players and motives involved, the truth might be even more shocking than the rumors. Could Diddy's fears of poisoning be mere paranoia, or is something more sinister at play? And if Jay-Z is indeed pulling strings behind the scenes, how far would he go to protect himself? The story of Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter once symbolized the strength of brotherhood in the music industry, a partnership that appeared unshakable. But now that celebrated friendship has crumbled under the weight of accusations, power struggles, and whispers of betrayal. Diddy, now sitting in a cell at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center, refusing meals and growing thinner by the day, paints a stark image of his downfall. Meanwhile, Jay-Z appears to be strategically maneuvering to distance himself from the chaos. How did it come to this? To understand the full picture, we must rewind the clock and delve into the shared history of these two hip-hop titans, friends turned foes, and the events that led to their chaotic unraveling.
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
It wasn't always this way. There was a time when Diddy and Jay-Z symbolized the pinnacle of success, not only in music but in business. They were just collaborators, they were allies. Diddy's bold, extravagant personality and Jay-Z's calculated, business-savvy approach complemented each other perfectly, making them a powerful duo. They shared stages, celebrated each other's victories, and supported one another's ventures. Their friendship was more than professional, it was personal. In interviews, they often spoke of their mutual respect, understanding each other's journeys in ways few others could. After all, both rose from humble beginnings, emerging from the streets of New York to become cultural icons.
Tried rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men.
In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Diddy and Jay-Z's bond seemed unshakable. They collaborated on tracks, appeared at each other's events, and stood side by side at charitable fundraisers. One standout moment came in 2005 when they donated $1 million to the American Red Cross after Hurricane Katrina. The gesture wasn't just about money, it was a powerful statement of unity. At the time, Diddy told reporters, "We're all brothers and sisters, and when one of us is hurting, we all feel it." Jay-Z echoed that sentiment, stressing the importance of solidarity. Together, they were a symbol of strength and collaboration.
He, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down.
Behind the smiles and handshakes, cracks were beginning to form. Industry insiders have long speculated that the root of Diddy and Jay-Z's fallout was a mix of ego and competition. Both men were vying for the same throne, and while they outwardly supported each other, an unspoken rivalry was brewing. Diddy's flashy, over-the-top lifestyle, private jets, lavish parties, and public displays of wealth contrasted sharply with Jay-Z's more understated, sophisticated image. Their differing approaches to success reportedly created tension, with each man believing his way was the right way, leading to a growing divide in their once strong bond.
Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right? More than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, that there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress.
As both men expanded their empires, things took a darker turn. Diddy's ventures into fashion, spirits, and television received mixed reactions, while Jay-Z's moves into tech, sports management, and streaming were widely praised. The media began to favor Jay-Z, painting him as the business mogul of the future, while Diddy's reputation increasingly became tied to his flashy persona. This shift in public perception reportedly fueled the tension between them, with Diddy feeling overshadowed by his former ally. The rivalry reached new heights in the mid-2010s when rumors circulated that Diddy had been excluded from high-profile deals involving Jay-Z's Roc Nation. Sources claim Diddy felt betrayed, believing Jay-Z had used their friendship to gain access to opportunities before cutting him out. Jay-Z, for his part, reportedly saw Diddy as a liability, someone whose unpredictable behavior and controversial past could jeopardize his carefully curated image. Whispers of betrayal grew louder, and while neither man publicly acknowledged the feud, their interactions became noticeably colder, signaling a deepening rift.
Civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, we'll see what happens if the DA looks and investigates.
Fast forward to today, and the fallout between Diddy and Jay-Z is impossible to ignore. The lawsuits, accusations, and media frenzy have only fueled the fire. Diddy's legal troubles are well documented, but what's more intriguing is Jay-Z's calculated silence. While Diddy sits in a cell, fighting for his reputation and freedom, Jay-Z has been busy crafting his narrative. His legal team has swiftly dismissed the allegations against him, painting them as baseless and opportunistic. However, behind the scenes, sources claim that Jay-Z is doing everything in his power to distance himself from Diddy, even if it means throwing his former friend under the bus. One insider described Jay-Z's approach as cold and strategic. According to the source, Jay-Z views Diddy's downfall as an opportunity to further solidify his position as the uncontested king of hip-hop. Jay's not the kind of guy to go down with the ship, the insider explained. If Diddy's sinking, Jay's going to make sure he's nowhere near the water. This sentiment was echoed by another source who claims Jay-Z has been quietly severing ties with anyone connected to Diddy, ensuring that his name remains untarnished while his former friend's reputation crumbles.
A lot of times lawsuits are like playing poker. Like even when you feign, that you have strength, it could be that you have some weakness in your case. So Busby's never going to say that he doesn't have the evidence. I mean, Busby's always going to say he's got the evidence. He's always going to say, oh, we're going to look at multiple other people. We're going to do all this because he wants to put that fear into that individual.